from the mud, there's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree, there's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.
What's up, dude? Dude, it's been a long time, hasn't it, bro? Very sorry, my friends. Like I said in the video that I had posted before with the caribou, tons of stuff going on right now. So unfortunately, my grandmother has passed recently, so we just did all that. We got the family together. We were in Orlando, did the whole funeral thing. So I had to kind of focus on family. I also have a lot going on at the park between inspections, new cages, contractors, meetings, this, that, and the other, as well as some personal stuff that we were dealing with on the family side of things. So obviously, everybody knows I've been missing for quite some time. We're gonna step back into this right now, and we are going to try and put out as many videos as we can from here until the unforeseeable future. I'm gonna try and keep as much traction on the page as I possibly can to give you guys what you need. So today, we're gonna be touching on a couple of things because I have some general husbandry things that I need to do for some of these animals here. Right now, we're working on the snake room. So we're getting that all tightened up so that we can have like an official snake room once again. So that'll be the snake reptile room and all that stuff. I'm gonna keep the room that we're using right now as quarantine because that's what's being used for right now. So when we get a little bit further into that, I'll bring you guys into all of that as far as the snake room. But right now, we're just gonna be doing, like I said, some general husbandry things to take care of some of the animals that are here. Some of them are mine, some of them aren't mine, but we're gonna be moving along like that. So here we go. So before we get started, I'll show you this little guy. Now she's gonna have her own episode. We're gonna do this, and I'm gonna have an update on the baby monkey here shortly with her in the same episode. So this is little Piggy. The kids call her Bacon. I call her Pig. Big Pig, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, big girl? It's gonna hit her magic spot here. Hit the magic spot. She can't take it for too long. Oh, down she goes. Down she goes. Let me see that camera real quick. Look at this face. Oh my God, look at this face. Look at this face. Oh, this is the Piggy kryptonite right here. Watch, she's gonna get up. Oh, get back down. Get up. Get back down. Can we hit the magic spot one more time? Oh, you can't take it. She can't take it. Go ahead, let it go. There you go, let it go, pig. Oh, good, piggies. Thanks. Now, real quick, I've got a couple of things I have to do before we get into the really fun stuff. I had somebody tell me a secret, if you will. I guess it's not really a secret, but I'm gonna try it out. I'm not sure if it works or not. If anybody knows a good way to deal with this, feel free to hit me up in the comments. I'm willing to try anything. So this is just a simple setup. We got some African stuff in here. And we have, there's not much in there. I got the tank from somebody. There was already some rocks in there, so I didn't bother getting more rocks because they're not staying in this tank. We have the little Congo mud turtle. Pretty cool. Love that little guy. And then we have, come on, bud. Come here, bud. Come here. He doesn't want to come out right now. We also have a little baby Nile crocodile in there. We'll pull her out. They're going to get their own episode as well. But this nonsense right here. Now, Chandler, the man with the master plan, has this huge tank that his fly river turtle used to be in, but he's not using anymore. So he's giving that to me, which is why we're not really decking out this enclosure. There's no reason for it. They got everything they need. They got a hot spot at the perfect temperature. I got my little heater in there, the little whisper filter to keep the water clean. That's it. Real simple right now. I just need to keep it good until we get that big cage from Chandler, at which point we'll deck it out. We'll put some live plants in there, the whole 9 yards. We'll make it really, really nice. But like I said, this is just a temporary cage. But I get all this buildup, and it's from the water splashing. The water splashes, it hits the glass, lots of calcium buildup right there, and it looks like shit. So whenever I come in, I can't even see my damn animals. All I gotta stare at is this garbage, essentially. So somebody told me vinegar. I'm hoping it'll work. I'm not sure. I've never tried it before. I'm not a huge fish tank guy. I usually don't have to deal with this stuff. And when I do, I use Windex because it's not for, you know, it's not going inside of the enclosure where I have a bunch of water. You say it looked like it worked? I think so. Hells yeah, bro. Thanks to the homie that shot me out the vinegar trick. I think it works. Now we'll wait a couple of minutes and see if it fogs back up. But I don't want to go out on a limb and say myth confirmed. I think that's it. Oh man, is it? Oh no. Looks like there's still some buildup in places, but it feels like there's not much everywhere else. I think it worked. And I'm going to come back and do a really good job on that right now, but I'm not going to bore everybody right now with wiping windows. Nobody wants to wash or wash. Somebody wash windows. Now we'll get to the fun stuff. All right, so the cobras need to be cleaned. There's also one, they both shed. One of them's got some shed still stuck on his head. So I'm going to soak them up and hope that it comes off on its own. I don't want to peel it if I don't have to. But the other one's got a tick on his head that I do have to remove. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put them both in the soak so I can go ahead and clean the cage. And now that they're good, I think what I'll do is I'll probably snag another vision so I can separate the two because they're two males. And then I'm going to go ahead and start putting substrate and everything else in there. The newspaper is good. Not knocking anybody that uses newspaper. That's my go-to stuff. It's the easiest to clean. But as far as aesthetics, it doesn't look all that great, but it's actually the safest stuff you can use. It doesn't harbor any bacteria. You can see everything that's going on. If they or piss, you're gonna see that on there, and you can easily change it out, clean it up with some fluorohexamine, replace the paper. But again, aesthetically, it's not very pleasing. So we're gonna go ahead and switch that up and put some nice stuff in the enclosure.
Go.
All right, so what I'm gonna do, load these guys up. I'm gonna put them in the soakers, and like I said, the one's got the tick on his head, and the other one just needs to shed out the top of his head. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put him in there, and I'm going to clean the cage, and then I'm gonna let him sit in there the whole time I have to do the other vipers out there. That way it gives the one time to really loosen up the skin on his head, and we can see what we can do about that. And good. This one time somebody commented, said that Tyler's house is cleaner and neater than mine. I just want to point out that I hope his house is cleaner and neater than mine. I have 4 kids that run around here and destroy on a non-stop basis. Okay, so this is the one that shed out second. You can see it looks gorgeous. This one's a little bit darker than the other one. And you can see it's got all that shed on top of his head there. So they're a little bit more spunky because they're feeling a little bit more fresh ever since they got their worming meds. So I'm sure they're feeling a lot better. So they're acting a little bit more like cobras. I know a lot of people said when I first brought them in that they looked super chill. It's not that they were super chill, it's just, I'm sure it's rough being shipped from overseas, and you know, over here in the States, we have different laws to keep the animals safe than they do in some of these other countries, you know, so especially Malaysia, it's just not great over there. So I'm sure it was a rough trip. So you can see they're a little bit more on point here. Shake it around this way. So, one center. Get my weights over here. Ooh, hello. So this is the one that shed out like immediately after we got him. Dude, look at that. I don't know if the camera gets much of the color, but it's insane. And you can see that giant tick right on top of his head there. So we're gonna get that off him because it looks gross. It's like a giant booger. I know, big guy. Okay. All right, now since I'm not gonna be in here with them, we need to put something heavy on top. That way I don't gotta worry about them. Okay, quick cleaning. Let's do it. So I find that for these bigger cages with a lot of floor space, the best thing to use, especially when you're dealing with snakes and stuff, because of the way that it sticks to the bottom, the best thing to use to clean these is an actual paint scraper that you can get. Biggie, I'm not even mad, I'm impressed. So the best thing to use is an actual paint scraper that you can get from Home Depot that they actually use to scrape paint. It's really good for scooping, and it's really good for scraping some of that dried on stuff. You know, this is like nature's cement. So, then for anybody that didn't watch the other episodes, get yourself some of this. If you're cleaning reptiles, you need chlorhexidine or F10. Either one works. I like the chlorhexidine a little bit better. It's a little bit cheaper. It's a little less harsh. This is safe for your animals, and it does what it needs to do. This is what you should be using, in my opinion. All right, we got all the stuff together for the cobras. They're sitting there soaking. We'll worry about that when we're done with this here. This is the last part that I have to do right now. Real quick, I'll show you guys something cool because I don't need all these pinkies. Get the bigger ones out of here. So this is pretty good. Watch this. I'm gonna be quiet. I want you to come here. So turn around. I want you to zoom in real quick. Okay, so I want you guys to watch the crocodile. Good. Good. Okay, alright, chill out. Chill out. Good job. Good job. Let me just feed in real. Ah, that's pretty cool, huh? All right. Now, zoom back out. All right, so these are new. I take a lot of stuff over here. If anybody's watching that's watching for the first time or didn't see the other snake videos, I keep a lot of stuff over here for a couple of buddies of mine. I do it for Chandler. Another buddy of mine, I'm not going to mention his name. I'm not sure he wants me to mention his name. But I keep a lot of stuff here so that they can quarantine, so that we can run the tests that we need to run, and they don't have to worry about infecting their collection with anything, because as it stands right now, I don't have much. There's a couple of things in the back room, a couple of things out here. But overall, I don't have much, and everything that I have right now is fairly new, and I'm quarantining myself. So I usually keep a bunch of stuff for these people so that we can run swabs, do the test, and then we send them out without having to worry. These, same situation, they're gonna be quarantined, but these were actually given to me from a friend of mine. They're in the toolbox right now because I don't really trust the bin as far as the top, and until they're feeding good and doing good and we know they're all tip-top shape, I'm not gonna set up a vivarium for them just yet. So these are really cool. These are awesome. It's kind of like, I feel like it's almost like a cross between a Tyanida and an eyelash viper. So these are, I want to say Bothriopsis. Is it? I'm going to check on that for you. It's not Bothrops. It's going to be Bothriopsis. I don't think it's Bothrachus. We're talking about the scientific name here, the genus, and I think it's Bothriopsis carnita, or carnuta, however you want to say it. It's the fancy pan viper. That's what it's called, fancy pan viper. So I'm not sure how well you can see it. The colors on these things are absolutely stellar. Quickly becoming one of my favorite snakes. I don't know if you could zoom into the head there. They do have these little tufts on top of their eyes, making them look big and tough. They look really, really cool. They blend in really well. They're kind of mossy looking, but quickly becoming one of my favorites. So the reason they were given to me is very simple. My buddy got a bunch in. This is the buddy that still does the importing, exporting, and he's got a ton of stuff over there. And these guys are a really pain in the ass to get feeding. So he asked me if I wanted them. He said if I wanted to do the feeding, then I can have them. So that's what we're gonna do. Now I'm gonna try and tease feed them because they're at the stage where it's gonna be time to force feed here soon. And I'd rather not, but here's my trick. So this often works out. And for any of you guys that have arboreal vipers that have problems getting them started, if you don't wanna do the force feeding, something really easy is the tease feed, but if you start off with a pinky head, usually what'll happen is, because a lot of times when you're tease feeding, if they don't want to eat, they'll grab it and they'll spit it out. Grab it, spit it out, grab it, spit it out. If you do a pinky head, it's too small for them to spit it out. So they'll grab a big chunk of it and then you sit back and wait, and generally speaking, they can't get it out of their mouth. So then what they'll end up doing is they'll just swallow it. So once they're swallowing, as they're working down the prey, what you can do is get another pinky head or another small piece of pinky, and as it's finishing the one, you just keep inserting another small piece and another small piece, and they'll keep working it back. So that's a technique we use for a lot of the smaller arboreal vipers that works well. So I'm not even sure if these guys are gonna bite. So tease feeding is essentially exactly what I'm saying. I'm gonna tease the snake enough to get it to want to bite something. Oh, there we go. So you don't want to, and then the trick is right when he bites it, you want to be able to release it. And sometimes it gets hard, especially with the pinkies, because it'll get stuck to your tongs. So what I want to do is I want to get him to grab it here. Oh, come on, come. Almost. Again, very tricky with some of these guys. This one looks, he's got a little bit more weight on him than the other one, so I got faith in this one. I got some faith here. There we go, that's what I want. Strike, strike, strike. No, don't go up. Keep it going right here. Almost. You can stay there, it's fine. Do it right here on the floor. Don't move. Okay, now here's the trick. Once you get that started, don't move, guys. Once you get that started, and that snake has, I don't know why I'm talking low, you can't hear me. Once you get it started and you have that in his mouth, you really don't want to move, because if you spook him, he's going to want to open that mouth and thrash around side to side. So what I'm going to do is, you can probably, are you going to be good like that? You're a camera person? All right, so we want to be extremely still. This may take a little while. So what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to relieve camera person here. And I'll film it for you guys. I'm gonna do really slow. And we'll see if this thing starts taking it down. All right, so all we're doing here we're gonna wait for that thing to start gobbling this thing down. And then once they start to work it back, you're actually fairly safe to start kind of moving around and stuff, so you can get that other piece ready to feed into that. And I'll show you that here as soon as he starts to suck it back. But this is the same trick that we used for Chandler to get his Blue and Solaris taking something besides rat tails. So I'm gonna actually pause this and I'll come back to it because I'm gonna take a step back and let him get a little bit more comfortable. And then once he starts working it back, we'll get back to this. So we'll see you in a second. So the trick of this is very simple. I'm gonna see if I can do the rest of the day. Do it like that. It's very simple. You want him to get it far enough in his mouth where he's not gonna be able to spit it out. So he's still got some hanging out, but he's working it back just fine. Hard to do. I have a pig untying my shoes right now. Lots of movement and stuff. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the rest of this pinky, and then once he gets to pretty much right where he's at right now, where it's almost all the way in, I'm just going to put this in right after it. Very slowly. So as he's working it back, you're essentially feeding him this one too. You gotta be really slow, really careful when you're doing this so you don't spook him. Oh, like gold. He's gonna start working that back. So he's past the head now. He's already got the other side of that in his mouth. So I got no doubt he's gonna finish the rest of this, which is really good because I don't want to force feed the damn things. Oh yeah. Oh, so good. So good. So this is going to take a little bit of time for him to work this down, and we got 2 other snakes to go, so you guys can see all of that as well. But we'll film for a couple more minutes, and then I'll cut it until the next one. You might actually not take too much time to work this back. You have to be careful too, when you put the head of the pinky in, you want to put the head going face first, so that the front end is smaller and the back end is bigger, because you're going to want that mouth opened up that wide so that he can fit the rest of that mouse in there. So he's working this back pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it now. We'll come back to it. I'll show you the lump in that snake. It's a Peru. But that is the easiest way to get your small arboreals going without having to force feed, especially if you're having a problem. Tease feeding is the best way to do it. Because once they start that motion of eating, they really don't, they're not going to stop. They're going to keep it going. We'll be right back. All right, so you can see he's got the full meal right there, working it down. So I'm going to put him in a separate little deli real quick so that he can work that down. To do that, we're going to do it very slowly. The more he moves, the more it's going to work down anyway, but you really don't want to stress him out, especially when there's a huge meal in them, and you don't want to hang them around either. Actually, this is Arboreal, so they're going to be used to hanging upside down with a meal anyway, but still, just be gentle. So, this guy will go here, we'll let him work that down. Start getting messed with. I got the other 2. That took forever. So I think with the other two, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and do both of them at the same time. That was the biggest one, and he had a pretty, it's not like he had a hard time getting that down, but it took him a while. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and cut these a little bit longer than I cut the other one. And I'm probably, because these guys are skinnier, I'm probably going to just give them the mouse heads for right now, and then I'll probably do that daily for a couple of days, beef them up a little bit, and then we'll start doing what I just did with that one and work in one piece and then another piece. But we're gonna just do some smaller pieces right now. This guy's really skinny, so if he doesn't eat, then we'll probably have to force feed that one. Try and get him on the ground over here. There we go, this one's striking pretty good at least. Come back this way. He's striking really good. Let's see if I can, I like to tap like right on the button. There we go, oh, come on. One more. Bastard. Oh, biting everything but the mouse, bud. There we go. All right, so this one's gonna definitely try and push it out of his mouth. Hopefully I don't have to force feed him. He's holding it, so he should keep it. I think what I'm gonna, come on, big guy, don't spit that out. Don't spit that out. Okay. I'm not gonna try and put the other one on. All right, so again, there's not much for me to grab onto. Oh, don't bite yourself. So what I want to do is I just hold it there, and I'm not putting any pressure on the head or neck. I'm putting pressure on either side so he just can't turn, but I want to immediately get the mouse in there because he can just easily turn around and bite me. Right? You're gonna suck that whole thing back? Go ahead. Go ahead, killer. Keep biting. So we're just gonna help today. In, that's it. Yeah, you can try all you want, bud. You're not getting that out of your mouth. Man, these things take forever. I understand why my buddy didn't want to deal with this, with all the stuff he's got over there. All right, so no big deal here. Take this. All right, so I got him back in the bin. They're all three back in the bin. He's still got the little piece like in his mouth. He's got to work it down. Don't come close. But, you know, if you're in a position where you can just sit and watch, just sit and watch. It's better not to move them. I'm pretty sure he's going to take that down, but like I said, patience is key with all that. All right. let's end this episode. I feel like it's been so long. So we're gonna do real quick. Let's take care of these cobras. Like I said, the one with the shed, I'm hoping that he'll just work it out on his own. I don't want to pin him if I don't have to, and I don't think I have to right now. Not all that serious. It does got to come off there, so I'm gonna give him another 2 days, and if that doesn't come off there in 2 days on his own, then I'll go ahead and pin him and take it off there. Yeah, hopefully that comes off. Alright. Throw some newspaper in there so they can have their little hides. Alright. Big one. Scoot your butt. Go, 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 go. Alright. Come close here.
It's okay.
Alright, this is going to be difficult to grab because the tick is right where I usually grab. Give me those tongs real quick. Alright, I know you guys can't see really well, but this is a super sketchy situation for me because I want my fingers in a different place, but I gotta kind of like slide it down so I can get to this damn tick, and he's going to not be happy about it. Kaya, I need you to back up because I can't let this snake go. All right, everybody move. You move. Okay. Glad that all that is over now. Squish this little tick here. And then I'll leave him in the water. We'll come back and clean this later so you guys don't have to watch that too. Okay, alright, locks on. Cage is good. Let's look at these other snakes real quick. Put them back. He's still got it in his mouth. I'm gonna let that actually move so they don't see anything else. So, but he hasn't got it out yet, so he's not gonna get it out. So, mission accomplished. Put those guys there for right now. Be done with that. All right, that was fun. Let's never do it again. But we accomplished what we wanted to accomplish. So I hope you guys learned a little bit about feeding some Arboreal vipers, give you some easier techniques. We'll take this up over here and we'll finish these guys off with the croc, and then I'll leave you guys with that. Let's do it again. He's a smart croc. 1, 2. One more for you, big guy. All right, so we got a lot of cool shit coming up. I'm gonna be doing the bike video that I promised you guys at 20,000. That'll be done here shortly, so we're gonna put that out. So that's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna have a lot more reptiles coming in soon. We got Enclosures being built at the park you guys are going to be a part of. We got a new alligator pit that's going to be built. We're probably going to get some new alligators, some new crocodiles. We're going to do an episode with the crocodiles we have here. We're going to do an episode with the pig, update on the monkey. We're going to do an episode with this shit over here. I'm going to tell you guys all about bioactive setups. Look at that. Amazing shit right there. It's hard to see with the color and stuff like that, but we got all kinds of stuff in here. Let me see if I can. There we go. Much better. Look at that, dude. Full bioactive. Take a guess on what you guys think is in there. They're in there right now. So take a guess on what you guys think might be in that enclosure. Put it in the comments. I'm glad to be back. I hope you guys miss me. Well, let's try not to do that again. We'll try and keep it together now so that we don't have to be gone for months at a time. So let's get back rolling with the YouTube stuff. Boom!
When the sun rises, when the sun